Hello, everyone. Welcome to this Archangel Michael full moon cleansing. Today, we're going to deep dive into the holy fire that is Archangel Michael to reignite the divine essence within us, to remember who we are and burn away, melt away the effect of fear in our lives and in our beings. So I just want you to take some nice deep breaths with me and just give yourself a little massage, especially around the shoulders and the neck. As Archangel Michael, Angel Faith, and the beings of the blue flame of divine will begin to gather around us now, putting us in a circle of blue light. You and I in the sacred circle now. The collective unconscious wants us to feel powerless, wants us to give our power away to some outer government or person, or place our happiness in someone else's hands. But it is the power that lies within us that is capable of making our dreams come to life. It's not an outer source, it's an inner being. Feel Archangel Michael reach inside of you now and reignite your inner fire. And if it feels right for you now, give Archangel Michael permission and all the divine essence permission to remove and extract any fear-based energies from your system, any dark force energy. Archangel Michael is bringing his legion of energy cleansing angels to us now, and they're going to begin clearing us from beginning to end of our biofields. We are leaving the session today, and I want you to set your intention for how you want to feel leaving the session, but I'm going to just add this piece, that you're going to leave here completely cleansed and cleared and strengthened throughout this entire session. Archangel Michael is going to help you to strengthen your energy field, to restore your true power. And all you have to do right now is just breathe and lay down your worries, lay down your concerns. There's a common mistake that we make as humans. We think life is happening to us, but we are co-creating our lives. In reality, there's very true things. So Archangel Michael is the angel, one of the angels associated with our soul contracts, what we came here to do and who we came here to be. And while there are some things that are predestined, even in those things that you can change to make good, better, best. But most things are not written. We are writing them. And we're not just writing them when we do ceremony or decide to set our intentions. We're writing them with every thought that we think and every word that we speak. But this isn't anything for us to be afraid of. It's something for us to rejoice in. Rejoice in the power of the present moment. And while Archangel Michael is cleansing us, I want to tell you some personal stories that I've had of using the power of my voice, because Archangel Michael in the 7 rays is the throat, governs the throat chakra. So I want to illustrate for you from my own personal experience the power of our voice to transform reality in the moment. Now, I love to travel, and I've really made my life into a road trip. Although I've been settling down more lately for my older children to go to school, but really life for me is a road trip. And I love to drive. So one of my stories here, and this one was very scary at the time, but it was a miraculous outcome, just a miraculous outcome. And it was a blessing in all ways, and I'll explain. So last year, I was in an accident. Actually, I wasn't driving, and it wasn't a road trip. I was a passenger, and I was actually visiting family at the time. And it was just a short trip. And we were hit. Someone ran a stop sign. Anyways, I hit whiplash from that experience. And throughout some of the summer, last summer, I had some vertigo. And I even took some time off from driving because of it. And even postponed my trip back to the rest of my family at the end of the summer. So by the time it was time to leave, I was assured that it was safe to drive. And in the kind of close to, we were a couple hours in on a 12-hour road trip, and we were in road construction, so there was nowhere for me to get off the road. And about a vertigo hit, and it was even the most profound one I'd ever had. I had double vision, and I wasn't able to, it was really tight one way. There was nowhere to get off. So immediately I called on my angels and guides to help me, to intervene, my higher self to step in. And my middle son was with me as a teenager. And of course, having that, somebody I love so dearly and I'm responsible for, made it even more it was just, it was scary. And so I said my prayer, and then it came to me that I needed to talk myself out of this experience, because I had no choice. I had to at least go as far as I needed to get off the freeway. So I started telling myself that I could see clearly, and that I was driving so perfectly, so safely, better than I had ever driven in my whole life. Of course, I was, not having that experience while I was saying it, but the more that I said it, and as I continued down the road, my eyesight cleared and my equilibrium, I regained it. Now, of course, when I was able to get off the freeway, I got off and kind of recollected myself, and my son and I sat for long enough to where I knew that it was gone. And I continued down the road. And while that was a very troubling experience, it was miraculous for my son and I, even with years of experience of knowing that I can use my words to transform my experience. This was something my son and I needed to experience together. And I've even brought it up recently. I was like, you have so much power in your words, remember? And of course, he was there with me. And so we have these times in our life, some things are out of our control, but so much is within. And as we learn to work with what we can change and live in flow with what we can't, in understanding and acceptance, this is the power of Archangel Michael. So we're igniting that power today. And I want to give a lighter example. We sometimes we're tired, and the more that we say I'm tired, the more exhausted we become. But the opposite can be true. And on a recent long extended trip, and I was a solo driver, so there was nobody else to switch, I found early on that I felt tired, even though I had well rested and nourished myself. And I thought, well, I could stop if I need to stop, but I kind of want to keep going. And so I kept talking to myself, and I said, oh, Nadine, you're so filled with energy. You're filled with life. And it didn't take long. I was like bouncing to the music. And I ended up doing that I would do it, and then I would start to go feel tired again, and I would do it again. And then halfway into an extended trip, I was filled with energy and didn't have to do it for the rest of the trip. But there's one final example I want to share with you. And it was, I went crystal digging for Mother's Day, which is one of my favorite things to do. And the energy was a little bit heavy, which it's usually it's just the energy is so powerful in this space that I go. But it was a full moon, and so people were feeling heavy. And my inner child translated that into that I wasn't going to find any good crystals, which I even consciously, I was like, that's ridiculous. First of all, I'm easy to please. I love, a lot of people are looking for something that would be monetarily valuable but I'm very different. Oh, of course, I loved finding clear points and things like that, but I find the quality of the energy and sometimes the feel of the crystal, like if there's a flat side to it, I just love. So anyways, I was like, no, first of all, I've never had that experience. I've always found good things, because of that nature. And I shut down that lie very quickly, but the energy was in the air. So I started to walk around saying to myself, and yes, I was mumbling aloud, talking out loud to myself, but I'm okay with that. I was saying, Nadine, you're so lucky today. I'm so lucky. I'm feeling so lucky. I am going to have the best finds. I am just finding the best crystals today. Everywhere I go, I find the most magical crystals, and it didn't take long. And I found, it wasn't huge, but I found one of the clearest point crystals, quartz, that I've ever found. So, and it ended up, despite, and I did have some other really great finds, and it might not have been the best crystal dig I'd ever had. I had so much fun, and I have some really magical new friends. So just remember, don't put your dreams in anybody else's hands. Because they can't be. It's really up to you. It's up, up, up. That's how my dad would say, it's up, up, up to you. He's crossed over now. But, and I find this in, again, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but people constantly come to me as X, Y, and Z going to happen. And, sometimes spirit has crystal clear, like, yes, this is for you. No, look at this way. But so many times the answer from spirit is, it's up to you. Don't give this away to any reader, or anyone else, or a partner, or a friend, or your family. Your dreams are meant to be co-created with the divine. So let's take our dreams back today, and let's wash out. Angel Faith is here with us now, and she's placing her hands on the back of our hearts to clear out the false The dreams that don't belong to us, society put them in us, or maybe our well-meaning families or other authority figures put these ideals inside of us that have nothing to do with what we came here to do or be. I personally like a much more simple life than what the capitalist society tells us that we need to live. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with money, and I love nice things just like everyone else, but that's not what makes me happy. And I had to carve out a very different lifestyle for myself to find really, to create, not just find, to co-create with the universe a life that honors me, that nourishes me, and where I can serve at my best. And I'm still a work in progress. We all are. So set yourself free from society's constraints now. Whatever they are, I can't dictate and should not, and nobody should dictate them to you. So let the false ideals, the should do's and the should be's, let them be lifted off your chest today. Lifted off your shoulders, because they're making you tense. Live your life your way. Honoring your true integrity. You deserve to have all your needs met and have all the resources you need to live in your purpose. We're actually opening the doors to this now by releasing the should do's and should be's so you can be your authentic self. What stories of fear? It's a BS story anyways. What do you need to give yourself a pep talk on today? Do it right here and right now as Archangel Michael lights the holy fire in your throat. Talk yourself in to your dreams right now. We're going to give you time and space to do this as we burn away the opposing forces, or send away the opposing forces to the appropriate dimensions for healing. I can feel your power growing. Feel yourself getting stronger and stronger. Realigning with your true nature. Be strong in your constitution now. Walk in Archangel Michael's shoes. Archangel Michael is stepping into your energy field. You can keep giving yourself the pep talk. Don't ever stop. Don't ever stop. Okay, just keep coming back to giving yourself a pep talk. It will change your life. There's no way that it can't. In the most miraculous ways. And when you need a boost, get a boost. And if you need extra help from outside of you. There's no problem with that. We all need help. But always be your number one supporter. Archangel Michael is really stepping in, becoming one with your entire system right now. You are getting a boost of strength, fortitude. The I can do it, never give up spirit. And this full moon is falling in the US Mother's Day. And I saw people all over the world moving up to this full moon were clearing from the mother archetype. For themselves as mothers, there's a lot of guilt and shame that's being released. And from our mothers and our mothers' lineage, the fear of our mothers that were imprinted upon us. Sometimes because of our mother's, her own fears, maybe she could never give us a pep talk. Let go of the stories of fear from the ancestral line now. Just soften. All you need to do is soften and do this. And I feel Michael working in our jaws, in our throats, but it'll work in our entire beings. Just let it all go. You may feel the need to shake your body a little bit, move it, massage, whatever you need to do. Just let this go. Let it go. The old stories. Anytime you were told that you can't, or that this world won't let you, or you're not enough, the world's not enough, just that's okay if that's a reality that someone else chooses, but you don't need to you're not here because that's the reality you choose. Yes, we do need to accept some things in our life, but one of the things that we need to accept are the things that we can change, that we do have the power to change. At the same time, while we're accepting, no matter how much we gave a pep talk, this certain area isn't moving, we'll let that go. Don't let anything steal your joy, your contentment, your peace. It happens, but don't let it persist for long periods, because the divine does not want you to suffer in that way. Release unnecessary suffering now. Okay, now Archangel Michael is igniting his fire in and it's your fire too, because we're all one. And when we're calling on the angels, they're really connecting us with our true essence. It's already inside of us. This fire, this holy fire, is being lit in all of our chakras, inner and outer body, in every cell of our body, every atom, every electron of our being. recommit to yourself today. Commit to being your own number one cheerleader. And don't feel bad for when, you do catch yourself talking negatively or talking down. It's just an opportunity. Excuse me, clearing the throat. It's just an opportunity to bring the experience into a higher form. We don't have to dictate that form. It's good to be open, because this is the will of our higher selves. The blue flame is the will of God. That's the will of our higher selves. So we don't have to micromanage the universe. That's usually where we get tripped up. Let the universe figure out the details along with you, because they have the full vantage point. They see all. That part of you sees all. So thank you, Archangel Michael's giving us a blessing in our heart for really coming so our heart can feel in tune with divine timing, because sometimes we get disappointed because our ego says now when it's not the right timing. So Michael and Faith are doing a cleansing and a blessing for us on divine timing now. Let's release unnecessary disappointment. Okay, we're coming towards the end of our time together. Our higher selves and our monadic angels, the angels who have been with us since the birth of our soul, are stepping in to do fine tuning and give us any personal attunements and blessings now. So we're just going to be open, curious. Let us be like a sponge absorbing all the goodness. On the inhale, on the exhale, imagine like a sponge that we twist and clear out anything we don't need, any of the toxicity, any stagnation, any fear. We're willing to let it go. Michael is increasing the fire in any weak points in our aura. You're going to leave here so strong. Prepare to live your life more fully. Co-creating your dreams, using the power of your voice more than ever before. Claim it, reclaim it now. Taking our voice back. Clearing the voice of darkness, listening to the light. Now, if you'd like to go deeper, you can. I would love to work with you one-to-one to help you through any of your struggles. I would be honored to do that if you feel called. And I'm also going to be doing a course here with Archangel Michael and Metatron, and we're going to go deeper with building the human energy field, so keep your eyes out. Thank you so much for your support, your love, your donations. All of it. I'm so deeply grateful. I love you so much. Thank you. for being here on the planet with me at this time, sealing this with divine perfection. You're going to feel stronger each day over the next 3 days as you wake up. You're going to be healing all night. Thank you.